So how we doing, everyone? Today is February the 27th, 2024, Tuesday, the 27th of February, 2024. Just going live talking about real estate notes and real estate note investing. I think it's a great opportunity for people who are just getting into real estate and looking for something to invest in. You want to learn about notes right now. There's a lot of things within the market conditions and things of that nature that make note investing something that people should add to their strategy or get involved in. And what I wanted to do tonight was just kind of go through some of the places that we can find notes and show you what things are being offered at. A lot of times people feel as though like they have to have a certain amount of money. Um, and they feel that, maybe I can't buy a property because I don't have the type of money that is needed to buy an investment property. But when you buy a note, it is an investment. You become the bank, and you can do that in a lot of different areas, throughout the country. And as we know, different parts of the country have different, you know, the properties cost, lesser, higher, just depending on what market you're in. If you're in the Midwest or the South, east of the country, you can find good properties, under $100,000, under $125,000. Obviously, if you live in other parts of the country like San Francisco, um, New Jersey, New York, it's going to be a higher amount. You're going to have to spend a lot more money to get involved in those particular markets. So, just want to take a few moments here and kind of, show you where things are, and just depending on your price range. So let's just say you have, about 25,000, and give me one sec. I'm also on Instagram here, and I don't know what just happened. Uh, my phone's been acting funny. Um, so, for someone that may be, with lesser amounts of money, we're going to look at things that, let's see what's being offered at, a maximum of about $25,000. And, this is really good for someone who possibly has a retirement account. There's a way that you can buy notes within a retirement account. And, if you're not going to retire for another 10, 15, 20 years, something like that, um, notes are basically a stream of payments that are still owed into the future. So most notes go about 360 months, which is 30 years. So, by buying a note within a retirement account, you're just going to collect that payment over a certain amount of time. Now, most of the time, people don't stay in houses more than about 8 to 10 years usually. But, you do have people that stay in it, 20 to 30 years. So, if you're thinking about, growing your retirement account, this is a great way to do it because you can collect those payments, over a longer period of time, and the money, will be there once you look to retire. So, like I said here, we're gonna look at single family homes and up to about $25,000 here. So you have one here in Detroit. Uh, it looks like it's being offered at about $10,000. So, you may have $10,000 but can't buy, that's not enough for you to get into an investment property or some other type of property in your local area, this is a way to invest $10,000 on an asset that says here that it's worth about 55,000. So, what is that, about 20%? Let's look. 55. Yeah, that's less than 20% of your investment to value. The investment that you're making based on the value of the property. So, the lower that number is, the better chance that you have of being able to turn this into a good investment. Now, this is just some initial due diligence that we'll look at, but I like that those types of numbers because let's say something does go wrong because you're buying the note, someone is living in the property, somebody is making this payment, they only have about $10,000 probably left on it. Oh, it's actually 22,500 is your unpaid balance. So that means somebody still has about $22,500 to pay off on this. Um, but the property again is worth about 55,000. So if this person gets into trouble, what are they going to do? They most likely will sell the property because they're at less than 50% of the value of the property, and you're even more protected because you've only paid $10,000 and you're still owed 22,500. So if the person does sell the property, that's great for you. You just doubled your money because they have to pay out that unpaid balance. Um, or if they continue to make this payment for however long it's remaining on it, I mean, that works out, tremendous for you as well. So these are the things that we try to, let people know about, is that there are areas where things are less expensive. People do have homes. People are living there. People are in these neighborhoods. Now, obviously it's only $55,000 as a value. It's probably not, the best neighborhood. The neighborhood probably has some issues, but, somebody is living there and they've been living there for some time and paying down this mortgage. Originally, it was written at 26,000 back in 2017. So they've been in the property, 6 years now. Actually, 7 years. It'll be 7 years this year. So they've able to, get some equity in this particular property. So if anything goes wrong, you should be good. That person will most likely sell the property. If they can't, if they give it back to you, you just bought this $55,000 asset for $10,000. But as it stands right now, they're making that payment. So you're going to make just about $190 a month for the next 179 months. So let's see what that is. 189.62 times 179 months. That's $33,000 in 15 years. So you've tripled your money in 15 years, or more than tripled it. Again, if you're a younger person, maybe been working at a job for a certain amount of time, had a 401k plan, have maybe at least $10,000 in there, and you're not going to retire for another 10 to 15 years. Why not put it in this and get a solid return that will beat inflation for the next 179 months? So these are some of the opportunities that are out there. So let's see what else is out there. Here's another one. Property value is just under $98,000. And this note is being offered at $9,300. And the unpaid balance is only $11,900. So let's just say if you buy this today and then 30 days from now somebody refinances. They probably won't refinance in this particular climate that we're in, but we'll just say for argument's sake, what if they refinanced 30, 45 days from now? You would have, collected maybe one payment, possibly two, just depending on whenever they refinance, and then they still owe you, over $11,000. So you'll be getting back all of your principal that you put in, plus, a couple of $1,000s within 30 or 60 days, however long, if they do refinance this. So maybe you have that. Maybe you have that money in some other type of account just sitting around in a bank, not getting any interest. Why not look at these opportunities? Because again, worst case scenario, what could happen? The market shifts, the market changes. There's a negative downturn in the market, but you're protected because you've only got a 10% investment to value. So even if the market drops 30% and now the property is worth around 70,000 and something goes wrong with this particular person, they can't pay, they lost their job, something like that. You just purchased a $70,000 asset or a $60,000 asset for $9,000. And there are going to be people looking for housing in all areas. So, even if you put a renter in this particular property at $500 a month, your return on a yearly basis is going to be, great based on a $9,300 initial investment. So, um, here's another one, 22,600. Again, that's a little bit more than what we've seen, but the property value on this one is only 36,400, so it's a little bit tighter on this one. Let's see what type of percentage that is. 22,600. So you're at about 62% investment to value. That's still not bad, especially for what we call a performing note, meaning that this person is paying. So if something does go wrong, you're insulated somewhat. You have about 38% of equity in this property. Um, so if something does go wrong, you get it back. Could you not sell this at 70 cents on the dollar, 75 cents on the dollar? Possibly, and this again protects your initial investment. Um, you may not want to do that. Maybe that, doesn't fit your comfort level, but you're still protected on this particular deal because you're buying it at almost, about 60 cents on the dollar. But then again, maybe you don't sell it right away if something happens. There are other exit strategies that we could look at. Maybe we can create another note, put a new buyer in there, add about, create a note at $40,000, take, maybe $4,000 or $5,000 down as a down payment, and structure a monthly payment for them that is affordable. And in this price range, I'm pretty sure, $300-400 a month, somebody most likely is going to be able to afford that no matter where you are. Or maybe you could turn it into a rental if something happens and you had to get the property back. But once again, the point is what I'm trying to let people know and show people is that there are a lot of different properties out here, especially in the lower price band, that you could take advantage of um, in purchasing a note. You get a really good value, for your money, and these are going to go on for a long time in the future. So definitely something to think about. Like I said, especially if you have a retirement account or if you have some money in an account where it's not getting, a good amount of interest. Maybe we can get you 6, 7, 8, 9% return on your investment. You want to look at this opportunity because if anything goes wrong, worst case scenario, you get the property back. And as long as you've purchased it, at a value where you're safe, 70 cents on the dollar, 60 cents on the dollar, or something like we see here. I mean, 10% of the actual value of the property, you're in great position to make sure that you can, do something with the property if there is a problem. So, that's what I wanted to kind of come on and just talk to you about real quick. We have some other sources here. Let me see if I can find that and pull that up. Saw another tape of assets I was looking at. I think I closed it. Let me see. Uh, I gotta find the email. Let's see. There was another list of assets that came out, but I can't find it right now. I think I know. Let me do one other thing. Can't find it. But there was some others out there. But the point is that that there is a lot of inventory out there, things that can be purchased. Again, lower price band. We have things in the upper price band. Um, that can be purchased just depending on how much money you have to spend and would like to spend and what type of return. We can definitely find you something. So if you watch the replay of this and you want to reach out, my telephone number is 973 or you can email me at investorgmr@yahoo.com. Once again, this is just about becoming the bank, purchasing a note and a security agreement go hand in hand. Very simple to purchase. It's not like a real estate closing where there's a bunch of papers that you have to sign. Once see something in your price range, we do a second level of due diligence, make sure that the value is there. We make sure that the documentation is correct. We make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's. And then we just fund the deal. And, it's basically like 2 or 3 pieces of paper that you have to sign. And then, you're the new owner of the note. And then after that, you would just have to what they call boarding a loan or put it with a servicer. So the servicer will receive the payment, make sure that you get paid. And that's the other thing on this is that we have to see once we look into the next level of due diligence. Is this being serviced by a third party? Because if it's not, then that's going to factor into your overall cash flow that you get, because that is a slight cost per month. It's very minimal. It's like 25 to like $35 for servicing, which is pretty cheap. But if you're going to have to obviously pay that, that's going to cut into the payment that you're receiving, and it will adjust your return. So that's just something that we would have to look into and make sure. And if it's not serviced and we have to do it, then maybe we have to adjust our asking price so we can get the return that we're looking for, having to incur that expense. So very simple transactions. The hardest thing is just really evaluating it and making sure that all the numbers check out, and that you're protected and you're safe, and that's what we do and we try to present to the people that we work with. So if you're interested, like I said, reach out, give us a call, give us an email, and let's talk about what you'd like to do, and let's see if we can let's see if there's things out there that fit what you want to do, and can get you some of the cash flow that you're looking for. All right, talk to everybody soon. You have a great night.